What's up, guys? Mike here, KMRD Radio Stuff. I'm here with Patrick. He's the owner of Geochron, and he's going to show us this awesome looking display that he's got here.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to do that.
Hey, everybody.
So tell us what you got here. Show us your wares.
Yeah. So I've got, this is a 4K screen. I'll start with the hardware. It starts down here. This is just like a little quad-core computer, like a PC without a PC without a screen. And so this feeds all the information via Wi-Fi, and then you pick your own 4K screen.
Okay.
As big as you want.
Love it. You can get 4K screens at Gigaparts too.
That's right. So I'm going to start from the bottom here. First of all, I've chosen a ham radio map.
Okay.
And so there are lots of different maps that you can choose from as I'm using this remote control to operate it. I've got human through topographical, but we're on ham radio today.
Nice.
So on the ham radio map, this should look familiar for the ITU zones. As I work up from there, you see these little lines from here. I'm going to start at the bottom of the ocean. These are internet fiber lines that are connecting every continent in their actual location.
No kidding.
Yeah. Right.
That's slick.
Of course, being a ham radio guy, you'll know that this is the gray line.
Yep.
And that's been standard for both our mechanical clocks. That's where it all came from in 1964, and also our digital clocks. As I work up from here, I'm coming into earthquakes. So these big circles are all earthquakes that have occurred in the last 48 hours.
Wow.
It's incredible that the Earth is just cracking apart, but actually, sometimes I've been living with this one, that's how it works. Plates split, it's happening.
Yeah.
So working up from there, I'm coming into airlines. So right now there are 8,649 flights, commercial flights that are in the air, and 93 of them are from Alaska Airlines.
Okay.
And here they all are flying inside North America. But you can track any airline on the Geochron in its actual live location. And I'm going to jump into my next layer, which is going to be the weather layer. You can see lots of different weather satellite stuff, but I'll turn on precipitation, and I'll turn on cloud cover. So here where it's green is where it's precipitating in real time right now. And then this is cloud cover as it moves across the thing. And you can bring it up or you can bring it down. Okay. In opacity.
In terms of transparency and whatnot? Or
opacities and gradients, because you can kind of dial in the display to what you want to see. Yeah. And maybe you don't want to see all the cloud cover and no continents, because you could do that if you wanted to. All right, as I move up from there, now I'm getting into ham radio territory with satellites.
Let's get to the good stuff.
So here's CAS-4B, which is a AMSAT linear satellite. Yeah. And so this is its footprint, but there you can see others that are over here. This is their real-time location. This one's moving at 5 miles a second, 314 miles above the Earth. And you can any satellite, both amateur and public satellites, are trackable on the Geochron. And just to blow your mind about that, I'm going to jump down, and I've already set this to show you all of the Starlink SpaceX satellites that'll come up in just a second. Holy crap!
Whoa!
Yeah. So here, they produce them in launches. They're punches and bunches as they go up. So you can see that they are traveling together in the big trains, and over the course of a year, they'll slowly distribute themselves to where they need to be so they can provide low Earth internet coverage. Okay. So that obliterates the screen, so I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so I got through satellites. Going up further than that, we're going to move into the Ionosphere, and here is live, your live ham radio bands that are open. The Aurora forecast. And then also planets. And I don't know what that's useful for, but I think that's pretty cool.
That's just another thing to nerd out about. I love it.
So I'm turning on DX spotting now. And it's a little bit messy because I don't have internet access for a live feed inside this convention hall. Okay. But this is the activity over the last week. You can see that these are color banded so that you know what bands are open in real time. And if I could show you down here at a little picture of a demonstration that would be in working condition, we have ham signs, and you can see by band what's open and what's closed, and that's updated every 15 minutes. Okay. And so in real time, you would see that flickering around the screen, presenting a real world picture of the conversations that are happening between hams in real time. You'd be like, oh yeah, I'm sitting on the East Coast. Ooh, I can see that, Australia's open. Right. I'm going to go for it.
That's awesome.
And that's what you can see on that.
That's awesome.
So the detail on this is something that you can get, honestly, in a browser, but so many guys are flickering back and forth between browsers.
Yeah.
This puts it in a comprehensive display in 4K in what is totally the most photogenic thing that you can put in your ham shack.
This thing is absolutely gorgeous to look at. It is beautiful.
So I'm going to turn off the DX layer because it looks really messy right now. But in addition to that, you want to put on your call sign. You can have maximum usable frequencies, which is a distance of a 3,000 kilometer transmission.
Okay.
That shows as a heat map. We already covered AMSAT satellites. You've got your maiden head grid and the solar terrestrial weather, which we covered. But Geochron also covers a ton of other stuff, like we talked about earthquakes, the premium atmospheric layer, which covers these particulates as they move in clouds across the continent in real time, and you can see reportings of those particulates and pollutants in 44 different cities, as well as the cloud features and all that stuff. So the basis of this clock is the old mechanical clock that you might have seen in like Clear and Present Danger or Hunt for Red October, but and we still make those old clocks. But if this is a movie like Toy Story, you've got Woody on one side and Buzz Lightyear on the other side. This is definitely Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Awesome. And this is just scratching the surface, really, right? This does a lot more.
It's digital, and so every month we're producing new stuff for it. And now I'm looking at it in grayscale mode. And I'm going to clean up the screen just a little bit by flipping through the menu. And I'm going to turn off the weather. Oh, here it is. Great. So these are a lot of things that we just talked about, but it is these live layers that are in color now. Okay. Everything else is being rendered in real time in this local little computer that's attached to the 4K screen. Yeah. And so it's working hard, but it's not streaming the whole picture like a movie from Netflix, which means the Geochron works at about 20 to 30 megabytes per day in total data that it's retrieving from our servers. Because it's being provided in vectorized format, not like a huge AVI or MPEG from a movie stream. No, this is just a vectorized overlay of real stuff that's happening on Earth.
Cool. Anything else you want to share with the kids?
I'm the owner, and I care deeply about the whole thing.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
It's my privilege. Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome, Mike.
See ya.